Let's get started with part 4. The next couple of videos will be covering specialized lenses. We're going to get started by covering my favorite type of specialized lens, a tilt-shift lens. Let's start with the tilt function. You can use the tilt function to eliminate a blurry background or create a blurry background. This is a handy function when photographing something up close. How to use the tilt function to increase the depth of field. There's actually more to it than simply tilting the lens. Let's take a look at this example here. As you can see from the footage from my point and shoot here, everything's in focus from this angle. This is important. Now, my camera is off to the back and to the right. It has the tilt lens adapter attached to it. What I'm doing is I'm aiming the camera to the left while tilting the lens to the right. This allows me to have the rest of those playing card decks in focus without stopping the lens down. If you're photographing something off to the left-hand side, you aim the lens left and tilt the lens right. If you need to photograph something off to the left, you tilt the lens the opposite way and tilt the camera the opposite way. If you're photographing something from above, you tilt the camera down and you tilt the lens up. If you're photographing something above you, you aim the camera up and tilt the lens down. You can use the tilt shift function to achieve a shallow depth of field on a wide-angle lens. Let's take a look at this other example so you can better understand how it accomplishes this feat. It accomplishes this feat by allowing you to alter the lens's focal plane. Instead of moving the focal plane apart, it allows you to alter the focal plane in a 360 degrees on a two-dimensional surface. You can use this function to create a miniature effect. But what causes this miniature effect? Well, let's return to my magnifying glass, which featured all the way back in How to Become a Camera Lens Expert. Let's take a look at my photo arc book by Joe Satura. This is an ongoing project he's working on. This is, I think, the first edition of this book. He's personally one of my heroes as a photographer. But back to the demonstration. As expected, as I move the magnifying glass over the text, it gets bigger. But notice as I start tilting it, it becomes distorted. Notice as I move this magnifying glass over to the edges, they appear to get more magnified than the center of the image. This is what is causing the miniature effect. It's increasing the magnification value as well as distorting and stretching it. This is what is causing the miniature effect we are seeing. Also notice as I tilt this magnifying glass around, bits of the image are becoming blurry as well. This is what the tilt function takes advantage of to render all these effects. Now, the tilt function. The tilt function is a useful feature for photographing architecture. The function allows you to move the lens up and down, left to right, in a 360 degrees in a two-dimensional plane. Why is this an important function? Ordinarily, when photographing a tall subject, you need to tilt the camera up to get everything in frame. The problem with doing this is that it gives the illusion that your subject is falling backwards. Using the shift function allows you to eliminate this. You can use this function to accentuate these types of distortions, giving you some fun results. You can also use the shift function to create a panorama, as you can see in this example here. Let's now discuss one of the downsides of using a tilt-shift lens. Despite their versatility and fun, they can be rather expensive and only have manual focus. One of the reasons tilt-shift lenses are so expensive is the glass needs to be much bigger to cover a larger size image circle than for a frame. Without engineering it to throw an oversized image circle, you would wind up getting vignetting or getting the lens mechanism in the image. A good cheap alternative is a tilt-shift adapter, which I've been using to demonstrate tilt-shift lenses in this video. They can have extra vignetting compared to an actual tilt-shift lens. But in my experience, it's usually not that bad, and especially with zoom lenses, once you zoom in a bit, it's basically like having an actual tilt-shift lens. Time to get ready for part 5. In part 5, we'll be covering macro lenses, one of my other favorite types of specialized lenses. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, I would greatly appreciate it if you would like and subscribe.